Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos greets His Excellency the President of India on his election and swearing in as President of the Republic. The Sultanate signs a multi-billion-dollar loan agreement with a group of Chinese financial establishments. And more than 1.1 billion Omani riyals is the value of non-oil goods exports and re-exports of the Sultanate during the first quarter of 2017. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Ram Nath Kovind, President of India, on him being elected as President and swearing in the constitutional oath. The Sultanate signed a loan agreement at the value of $3.55 billion with a group of Chinese financial establishments. The non-collateral loan application attracted the attention of many Chinese banks and financial establishments. The first loan application was at a value of $2 billion, and then the loan was increased. The signing came to affirm the trust of investors on the soundness of the Sultanate's economy. The loan, which will be paid after 5 years, came as part of a series of measures such as issuing international bonds at the value of $5 billion and sukuk worth $2 billion earlier this year. The loan will enable the government to achieve a number of main objectives, including meeting the funding requirements for the predicted deficit during the current year. More than 1.1 billion Omani riyals is the value of non-oil goods exports and re-exportation to the Sultanate during the first quarter of 2017 through sea, land and airports. Exports through sea became first by 711 million riyals and second is exports through land ports by 330 million riyals, while through airports the value of exports was 39 million Omani riyals. Establishing a number of committees to monitor the international developments in terms of e-payment to manage the infrastructure was the main recommendation of the International Electronic Payments Conference 2017, which was concluded in Salalah. The two-day conference discussed many areas, one of which was the developments and objectives of international e-payments and national economy systems, which can raise the awareness of the importance of e-payment to complete e-trading. The conference was headed by His Excellency Dr. Khalid bin Salim Al-Saidi, Secretary General of the State Council. Discussing matters of common concern, especially in exchanging military academic experience between the Sultanate and Bangladesh, was the main topic in the meeting between Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, and the National Defense College delegation of Bangladesh, headed by Major General Mizanur Rahman Khan. The meeting was attended by a number of senior officers of the Sultan's Armed Forces. The Directorate General of Traffic at Royal Oman Police celebrated the inauguration of traffic exhibition in the Wilaya of Salalah in the Governorate of Dhafar. The event coincides with Kharif season in the Governorate. It aims also to raise awareness on traffic issues among visitors of the Governorate from inside and outside the Sultanate. A number of companies concerned with traffic safety are taking part in the exhibition, in addition to Oman Association for Safety on Road and Omani Women's Association in the Wilaya of Salalah. The exhibition consists of a number of divisions and activities such as Traffic Services Gate that concerns with inquiries about all traffic services, an awareness corner, statistics presentations, drawing corner, and a typical traffic city for children. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry confirmed that the agency law allows multiple agents for the same product and the abolition of exclusive agencies. This law doesn't prevent the importation of any goods by any agent in the Sultanate. The ministry pointed out that all laws in force in the Sultanate allow the import of various goods and products from different countries without any restrictions, and that imports and exports license are obtained through bayan system associated to the General Administration of Customs. Still to come in our news bulletin. Al Ansab Lakes represent a touristic and educational site attracting many tourists, researchers and students. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Public Authority for Crafts Industry has deposited 60 craftsmanship in the Department of Intellectual Property associated with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry in accordance with copyright law. The importance of registering craft works in the intellectual property system is in order to develop craftsmanship, improve industries and achieve integration at the regional and international level with organizations and bodies concerned with intellectual property rights. Oman oil price reached today $50.28, recording a decrease by $1.14 compared to the price of yesterday. The average price of Oman oil for August delivery is $46.52 per barrel, decreasing by $4.03 compared to the July delivery. Summer centers activities have started in Al Wusta Governorate in order to develop the educational programs and enhance student skills and talents. The summer centers, which opened in Al Kihl in the Wilaya of Al Jazir and Abu Mudabi in the Wilaya of Hema, aim to invest the participants' time and prepare them for the new school year. The educational program included designing workshops and painting on available materials in the local environment. The 5 wetlands, or as locally known, Al Ansab Lagoons, represent a touristic and educational site attracting many tourists, researchers and students. They are the result of developed treatment of wastewater by using latest methods in the field that transferred wastewater to pure and clean water. More than 290 birds live in Al Ansab wetlands. Some of them are migratory ones. They also contain a variety of trees and wildlife animals. The site is also a destination for researchers and bird watchers to conduct studies on biodiversity and bird species. The 140,000 square meters wetlands can be visited by students and researchers through booking via the electronic website of Haya Water Company. Every year, thousands of visitors from far and wide head to the remote Virginia island of Chincoteague to watch wild ponies make their annual swim across a small channel. According to legend, these wild horses are the descendants of a herd that washed ashore when a Spanish galleon was shipwrecked there in the 18th century. Here is a report.
Chincoteague, Virginia is famous for one thing: its wild ponies. The herds live on neighboring Assateague Island. Each year, they are corralled there before swimming to Chincoteague on Pony Penning Day. The century-old tradition draws crowds from across the country.
It's pretty fantastic watching them run across the marshland and into the river.
There's nothing else like it in the rest of the world, so it's pretty cool to, you read about it, you see pictures and everything, but nothing beats actually being there.
People flock by the thousands to the town's muddy wetlands to watch nearly 200 horses make the swim across a small channel with the help of saltwater cowboys. The 1,000-yard swim takes place at slack tide when there's no current, and it's easiest on the ponies. The entire spectacle takes less than 20 minutes, but the ponies still need to rest for about an hour after they arrive on shore. The ponies are then paraded through the town to the carnival grounds, where the foals are auctioned off to raise money for the local fire department.
We couldn't do what we do to protect our citizens here without this carnival and pony auction. Our citizens don't pay a fire tax. This is how we raise money to buy $500,000 fire trucks, $200,000 ambulances, and that doesn't include what all goes in them. This is also a way for us to help control the herd population because we're only allowed to keep 150 ponies over on Assateague.
And people aren't afraid to pony up for an iconic Chincoteague stallion. The average price this year was roughly $3,300, earning the fire department a record $210,000. Some of the ponies are called buybacks because once sold, they return to their natural habitat on Assateague to replenish the herd and make sure the legacy of Chincoteague's wild ponies continues.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be south to southeasterly, light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos greets His Excellency the President of India on his election and swearing in as President of the Republic. The Sultanate signs a multi-billion-dollar loan agreement with a group of Chinese financial establishments. And more than 1.1 billion Omani riyals is the value of non-oil goods exports and re-exports of the Sultanate during the first quarter of 2017. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.